He was too small, too weak. Doctors said he would never make it in football, but he didn't listen. From the streets of Rosario to the grandest stages of all, he rewrote the meaning of greatness. This is not just the story of Lionel Messi, it's the story of belief, pain, loyalty, and destiny. The story of a boy who defied the world and conquered it. Before he was a global icon, before the world knew his name, there was just Leo, a shy boy from Rosario, Argentina. Born on June 24, 1987, Lionel Andres Messi grew up in a working-class family. His father, Jorge, was a factory worker. His mother, Celia, cleaned houses to help make ends meet. But from the moment Leo could walk, he had a football at his feet. He didn't talk much. He didn't show off. He just played. Neighbors would watch this tiny kid dribbling past everyone older kids. Bigger kids like the ball was a part of his body. He was different, not because he was faster, but because he saw football differently. Every touch was a caress, every dribble a dance. The ball obeyed him, a loyal friend that never left his side. On the dusty streets of his neighborhood, he was learning a language that the whole world would one day understand. When Messi was just 10 years old, his life changed forever. He was diagnosed with a growth hormone deficiency. His body simply wasn't producing enough to grow normally. Doctors told his parents that he needed treatment, but it would cost over $1,000 a month. For most families, that's impossible. For the Messis, it was devastating. His local club, Newell's Old Boys, helped a bit, but it wasn't enough. The dream seemed to be fading before it even truly began. And then hope came from across the ocean, a whisper of a club that had only heard stories about this small Argentine boy with impossible talent. That club was FC Barcelona. In the year 2000, Messi's family took a chance. They gambled everything and traveled to Spain for a trial at La Masia, Barcelona's famous academy. The coaches couldn't believe what they were seeing. This tiny 13-year-old kid was destroying older, bigger players, dribbling, passing, finishing with pure, unteachable instinct. But still, there was hesitation. He was small, foreign, and his medical treatment would be expensive. It was a huge risk. Then, one man made a decision that changed the history of football. Carlos Rexach, Barca's sporting director, grabbed the nearest piece of paper he could find, and napkin and wrote down a contract. He committed, on the spot, to signing Lionel Messi. That simple napkin became one of football's most sacred documents. And so began the rise of a legend. At La Masia, Messi grew not just as a player, but as a person. The hormone treatments helped his body grow, but it was the club that helped his spirit thrive. He was shy, barely spoke Spanish at first, but when he had the ball at his feet, he spoke the universal language of genius. On October 16, 2004, aged just 17, Messi made his debut for the Barcelona first team. His idol, the magician Ronaldinho, took him under his wing. He famously told his teammates, "This kid is going to be better than me. And soon the world saw why. Messi wasn't just fast, he was unpredictable. He moved like water smooth, silent, and completely unstoppable. He didn't just beat defenders, he embarrassed them, ghosting past them as if they weren't there. Every time he touched the ball, the entire stadium held its breath because they knew something magical could happen. By 2008, a new coach entered the scene, Pep Guardiola, and with him, a new philosophy that would change the sport forever: tiki-taka. It was a style built on possession, quick passing, and constant movement. Messi became the beating heart of this system, the centerpiece of a team that would redefine football. The year 2009 was the year of perfection. Barcelona won everything: La Liga, the Copa del Rey, and the Champions League. It was the first ever treble in Spanish football history. In the Champions League final, Messi, just 21 years old, sealed the victory against Manchester United, with a header proving that his small stature was no limitation. That moment announced to the world Messi was no longer just a prodigy, he was a king. He won his first Ballon d'Or, and for the next decade he would battle for the throne with another giant of the game, Cristiano Ronaldo. It wasn't just football anymore. It was an epic rivalry, a weekly drama that captivated the world. It was art versus power, magic versus muscle, humility versus fire. Messi and Ronaldo pushed each other to godlike levels. Every goal, every title, every record, one tried to outdo the other. For over a decade, they dominated world football, collecting an astonishing 11 Ballon d'Ors between them. Their duels in El Clasico became the most-watched club matches on the planet. And yet, through all the noise and the endless debate, Messi stayed quiet. There was no arrogance, no showboatings, pure, unfiltered brilliance. He let his football do the talking, but while Messi conquered Europe time and time again, his home nation of Argentina remained his greatest heartbreak. 4 major finals for devastating losses. The World Cup in 2014 was the worst. He carried a flawed Argentina team all the way to the final, but lost to Germany in the agony of extra time. The picture of him staring at the World Cup trophy, a prize so close yet so far, became an iconic image of sporting despair. When he returned home, many fans, frustrated and hurt, blamed him. They said he plays for Barcelona, not for us. The weight of a nation was on his shoulders, and it was crushing him. In 2016, after another gut-wrenching Copa America final loss on penalties, a tearful Messi announced his retirement from international football. "I tried so hard," he whispered, "but it's not for me." The world of football broke with him, but the story wasn't over. Argentina refused to let its hero go. Millions of fans took to the streets, begging him to return. The nation showed him the love he had always craved. Touched by the overwhelming support, Messi came back stronger, hungrier, and more determined than ever. And in 2021, after years of heartbreak, he finally did it. He led Argentina to victory in the Copa America, winning his first major international trophy. He cried on the pitch. Not the tears of defeat this time, but of pure, unadulterated redemption. For the first time, he wasn't just Argentina's best player. He was their champion, their hero, their leader. Then came the year 2021, the moment no one ever thought was possible. Barcelona. The club he had joined as a child, the only club he had ever known, was drowning in debt. They could no longer afford to keep their greatest player. Messi's farewell press conference was pure heartbreak. Through uncontrollable tears, he said, "I did everything I could to stay, but the club can't." He left the club he loved. An era had ended. He joined Paris Saint-Germain, forming a superstar attack. But his heart, and the hearts of football fans everywhere, remained in Barcelona. Qatar, 2022. It was Messi's last chance. His final dance on the world's biggest stage. He was 35 years old, older, slower but wiser, calmer, and more determined than ever. He wasn't the lightning-fast dribbler of his youth. He was a master conductor, controlling the game with his vision and intelligence. Game after game, he led Argentina with a perfect blend of heart, skill, and magic. Every pass, every goal felt like destiny unfolding. The final against a powerful French team was pure, beautiful chaos. An epic for the ages. 3-3 after extra time, Messi scored twice. The brilliant Mbappé scored 3 times. It all came down to the tension of a penalty shootout. As his teammate Gonzalo Montiel buried the winning kick, Messi fell to his knees, crying, smiling, redeemed. After 17 years of trying, of heartbreak and failure, Lionel Messi finally lifted the World Cup. The dream was complete. The story was finished. Messi's greatness isn't just about the trophies or the impossible numbers. It's about humility, loyalty, and love. He never chased fame. He never changed who he was. He simply let his feet tell the story. From the dusty streets of Rosario to the grand stadiums of Barcelona, Paris, and now Miami, he's remained the same quiet boy who just wanted to play football, even now as he plays for Inter Miami in the United States. Stadiums are filled with people, many of them crying because they know they are watching the final, beautiful chapter of a true legend. Lionel Messi's story is more than football. It's proof that destiny favors the brave, that greatness doesn't always have to roar. Sometimes it whispers. He wasn't born the strongest. He wasn't the tallest. But he had something stronger than all of that, a heart that simply refused to give up. He made the entire world believe in magic again, and in his light we saw the beauty of humanity, humility, persistence, and an undying love for the game. Lionel Messi, the boy who was told he couldn't grow, and became larger than life. Thanks for watching.